What is up, guys? Back at it again with another episode of Monday with Bray. And this week, I have an absolute banger for you. So, if you guys want to know how to build a pedal board, stay tuned. All right, guys. So today I'm gonna take you through how I personally build pedal boards. So if you know somebody in guitar or bass, or you are somebody that's into guitar or bass, you probably know what a pedal board is, or you've seen one before. And if not, this is the perfect video for you. So with me, we're gonna have a couple pedal boards. I got. Oh, my bad. A Novo 18 by Pedal Train. So this is like a medium-sized board, I would say. On the bigger side, we have a Novo 24 by Pedal Train. A little bit bigger. And then we go to the opposite side of the spectrum with this Creation Aero pedal board. Look at that bad boy. Okay, so we're going to need a couple things to get started in building our pedal board. Of course, we need our pedal board, obviously. We need our guitar handy or bass. We need pedals, which we have plenty of. And then we're going to need a good set of in-ears, our in-ears. And then we need either our amp or amp processor or modeler. And then we need cables. So we need patch cables, we need power cables, we need guitar cables, and then amp cables, whatever you need to plug everything up. So let's go into the top-down view, and then let's get started. All right, guys, so we are now in this top-down view. Guess what? New merch out, stickers and buttons. If you want one of these, check out the Instagram and shoot us a DM. All right. So this is the pedal board build. So I have a couple steps for us. So obviously step one would be choose your pedal board. So if you are a beginner, or if you are new to this and you don't know what pedal board size to get, we're gonna kind of take you through that. So I chose the Novo 18 by Pedal Train, and then I have my power supply under here. We'll get into that a little bit later. So this is the Novo 18. It has 18-inch by, I don't know all the specs, but this should be plenty of room for what I'm looking to accomplish. Step 1.5, I will say, is if you don't have a pedal board yet, my thing would be lay out all of your pedals in like a board shaped whatever, and then do a couple measurements, and then get your hands on a board and see what you can do, because sometimes it doesn't always go as planned. The goal is to fit all the pedals onto this board, but I do have the larger Novo 24 board just in case that doesn't happen. So in my opinion, it's always good if you're able to have more than one board on hand, and this would be why, is if we can't fit everything, if we can't fit everything on this board, then we have that board. So moving on to step 2, we're gonna say pedal layout. All right, so I'm going to take all the pedals that I want on that board and like lay them out in the order that I want, and just really kind of walk through the signal chain, the signal path, to see what exactly is going to work. So I guess I should have mentioned this before, but this pedal board build is for a worship set. So I'm looking for reverbs, delays, overdrive, so all the basic necessities of a board. And then I'm going to be running everything through the Line 6 HX Stomp. This is going to be for amp and cab simulation. And we can also use effects in here if we need to save space, which I've done in the past. I actually like the delays in the HX Stomp. So if we can't fit my Strymon Volante on this board, we're going to have to go with this as a backup. So, okay, so where are we? Step 2, right, is lay out all the pedals that you need for this board. All right, so looking at the board we're trying to build, I already know right off the bat I need 3 things. 1 is going to be the HX Stomp. 2 is going to be a tuner. I guess if you don't want to use a tuner, you could always use the tuner in the HX Stomp, but I prefer a standalone tuner. And the good thing about this tuner, the Peterson Strobo Stomp, is I can run another pedal off of this in case my power supply runs out of room. Okay, so tuner, HX Stomp, and then we have the volume pedal, the Ernie Ball VP Jr., the standalone, quote unquote, I don't know, the volume pedal, I guess. Everybody has good things and bad things to say about the VP Jr. I've only had good things to say about it. I've never had any string break or anything like that with them, or I've never had any like go down on me. So I always go Ernie Ball, VP Jr. So that is the 3 right off the bat. We always have to have our little sorry we're open, obviously, right? So we're gonna have that on there as well. All right, so we are going to have our 3 pedals right off the bat. So we know how this is going to work. This HX Stomp is going to go at the end of the signal chain. And then if I need to patch something in, obviously we have the send and return, the effects loop in there, which I use quite often. So we have that. We have our VP Jr. And then we also have our Strobo Stomp. So this will be either first in the chain because it has a built-in buffer, or I can use this tuner out where it can be on all the time. We will get into that in a minute. The next step, which would be pedal selection. So obviously we have these 3 already, but I want to bring something up real quick first. So if we go back to our pedal board, obviously we have this amount of space to fill and not anything more. So we need to take into account pedal size and pedal importance, or pedal need, if you will, all right? But I want to touch on one thing before we get started. If we flip our pedal board over, you see this box right here. This is a power supply, all right? So this is what powers the whole board. This is the mothership, if you will. And I have the True Tone CS7 on the board. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 outputs, from all the way from 18 volt DC to 9 volt DC, and then anywhere from 100 milliamps to 500 milliamps. So this is the power supply of choice for me. So that being said, I can also only have 7 pedals on the board, or 8, I guess, if we count the Strobo Stomp power. So to take that into account, I don't think we'll need that many pedals, but just in case, we can only have 7, and one of our slots is 18 volt, 100 milliamps, so that kind of cuts us down to 6. That is one of the only downsides of the True Tone, is the 18 volt is not switchable, all right? So it does have 4 switchable 9 to 12 volt, but the 18 volt is not switchable. So that would actually take us down to 6 if we don't have any 18 volt pedals, or if we don't have the converter, which I do, but I don't know if we'll use. We'll see what happens. All right, so let's get on to our pedal selection. The volume pedal doesn't need power, so that technically doesn't count as a pedal, but we do have 2 right here. So we only have 4 pedals left technically, all right? So let's see what we can do. Okay, so this is either first or we don't know yet, so we're gonna keep that there. HX Stomp is last. And then we're gonna go over here to the pedal, I don't know what you want to call it. It's the pedal shelf, I guess, and see what we have over here. Just looking, I see a reverb that we can use, maybe a couple overdrives. I have some delays, and so we have all the bases covered. We just need to decide what to use. So I'm gonna pick out some pedals and then get right back to you. All right, here we go.
1 hour later.
Okay, guys, so I have a couple pedals picked out. We're gonna see if they fit on the board. Let's go ahead and put them in order first. All right, so usually I like to run overdrives before my volume pedal. So do that, put these over here. And then all my wet effects will go after. So we have these boys and then the HX Stomp. Okay, so looking right now, this is probably not going to fit on the board, but that's okay. I have this other delay over here that we could possibly use. This is the ARP 87 by Walrus. This is the Black Friday edition a couple years back. But let me kind of run through the order and, why we're going to do that order. I don't have any flanger, phaser, or anything like that. Any chorus or anything like that. If I do want to use that, I don't have any standalone units. But if I do want to use something like that, I will go to the HX Stomp for that. So our next thing will be overdrives or compressor. I don't have any compressors. Usually I don't run one. If I do, I run it in the HX Stomp, but usually I don't run one. Sometimes I'll do like an always on overdrive. That's kind of compressing my sound a little bit, but usually I don't run a compressor. So that might need to change in the future. I might need a compressor. But for now, we just got this stuff. So first will be overdrives. Actually, first will be tuner. So let's roll with that. Let's say first is tuner, then our overdrives. I have the Broken Arrow by Jackson Audio. This is the black version. This is the V2. This is a MIDI capable version, which is super sick. See that up there? And then this is a silver one. This is the V1. But these, like I said, Jackson Audio, Broken Arrow. This overdrive kind of surprised me. I got this on a trade. I didn't really know much about it, or I hadn't watched any videos or anything like that. So I was like, let's just do the deal and see what happens. This thing has surprised me. I'm not much of a tube screamer guy, but this thing is kind of tube screamer at heart, if you will. It has a ton of different settings. It has a onboard boost, which is sweet, and it's just super cool pedal. It's got a active EQ, so you can dial that bass and that treble back in, or you can cut your mids or whatever. Super sick pedal, and I had to pick up another one because it's super sick. So we can do a couple things. Since this has the boost, we can run 2 Broken Arrows. We can set one to do really high gain, and then we can set one to do low gain, and then have 2 boosts on there. So technically that would give us 4 overdrives, if you will, counting the boosts, 2 boosts and 2 overdrives. Or we can add the JHS Morning Glory in. I have a bunch of other overdrives, but I wanted to stick with something this size since we don't have the space really. We could do something like Klon KTR or I'm the sick as if I don't want to put this on the board. But like I said, the size compared to this stuff, I don't know. We could also put a fuzz on there. Like this HP2, this thing's sweet. This is Land Devices. But like again, the shape. So we will put this in the maybe pile. So let's think about these drives. I'm going to, this is kind of weird, but I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to set the Morning Glory aside for now and run 2 broken arrows and see what happens. I don't think it's done very often to have 2 of the same pedal on the board, but it's 2022, so don't judge me, bro. I can do whatever I want with this pedal board, right? Okay, so we got that decided. So let's say we put the HP2 on there. That would be first. Then we go tuner. Then we go broken arrows. Let's call this board Legolos, since we have 2 broken arrows, right? Ha ha ha. Anyway, have that, and then we will go delay, whichever one fits, and then we'll have our reverb, and then the HX stomp, and then I don't roll with Altoids tins. I have this working man hands case for picks. I just throw some Velcro on there, so that's gonna go on there. And I think that's about it. So let's get the board up here and see what fits.
1 hour later.
All right, guys, we are back. I have kind of put the pedals in a good layout, I think. And this is what I have kind of come up with. I kind of wanted like a standalone delay on there like this. The ARP 87 or the Volante. This is such a good, I love this delay. It's so good. If you have been on the fence about picking up a Volante, do it. Just do it. All right, so, but I don't think they're going to fit the way that I want them to. So this is kind of the deal that I have. So we have the HP2 by Land Devices, and then that will go into this broken arrow, which will feed into this broken arrow, and then we will go to the volume pedal, then that will go straight to the HX stomp, and then I will have the Empress reverb, amazing reverb, outstanding, I love this thing. That will go into the effects loop of the HX stomp, and then we have our strobo stomp out here, which I think I'm going to have on all of the time. So I'm going to feed that out of the volume pedal. All right. So on to the next steps, we are going to need some cables. All right. Okay, so the first cable we're going to look at is something that looks like this. This is a power cable. This will hook into your power supply and then hook into your pedal. So pedals have the power right here, and then this will hook into the pedal just like that. And then this other end will go under the pedal board and hook into that power supply. So every pedal that needs power will need a power cable. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that leaves us with just perfect amount of slots. And then these power cables are the ones that come standard with the True Tone CS7. So I have not changed these out. These are the originals to that, and they work great. And they're color coded, so there are other colors that they have. The yellow, that's the shortest one. Then there's white and blue and red and green and all sorts of stuff. So I have those. The next cable that we're going to look at are patch cables. So I have 2 different patch cables here. These are the EBS flat patch cables. So as you can see, the cable is flat, not round. These are super cool, super low profile when they hook into a pedal. Let me see here real quick. If I get this bad boy out, right there, boom. There's obviously plenty of room for all kinds of hookups right there. So this is what I recommend if, you know, you are able to get nice patch cables. They come in many different sizes, and they have different kinds. This is the, I think this is the cheapest kind. This is the silver. These run anywhere from, I think, $9 to about $12. So these are not cheap, but I haven't had one go out on me, and I've used them all over the place, and they are awesome. So I always have an extra one in my bag or anything, just in case anything goes down or if someone needs a patch cable. These are super cool. The other kind I'm going to talk about are these bad boys. These are homemade patch cables. So I got with one of my buddies. He is a local legend. His name's Dennis Duncan, and he built these for me because I do not know how to use a soldering iron. But he said these are super easy. These are the SP500 like flat plugs. These things are super cool. These are also low profile. I would say they're not as low profile as the EBS, but I mean pretty dang close. Look at that. They are super small and super flat. So these work great. And then the cable in here, this is Mogami. I don't know the exact cable, I'm sorry. But you can buy the cable, buy the plugs, and you can make a ton of these. I think I bought 30 feet of cable for $30. So you could buy 3 of these, or you could buy 30 feet of that Mogami cable for $30. The place that is going to get expensive are the plugs. These run about, last time I bought some, these were about $3 a piece. Maybe 2 once you get that bulk discount. So, I mean, these patch cables are not super cheap, which is totally fine. Those are awesome if you are able to pick those up, but there are also plenty of cheaper options available. The only thing, I've had everything on the board. I've had the flat cables. I've had the hand-built ones, obviously. And then I've had super cheap ones. These two, the flat EBS cable and the hand-built cables, have never failed on me so far, knock on wood. But I have had many cheap patch cables that just fail and fail again. So by the time you spend your money on all those cheap ones, you could have just picked up the more expensive ones, but that's just my philosophy. So do whatever. If you can afford these more expensive options, I highly suggest you go with that. If not, the cheap ones are fine, and do what you can do. So those are the cables that we're going to need. We're also going to need a IEC cable to power the board. So that runs from the power supply to the wall plug. And then we also need a special adapter for the HX Stomp, which True Tone includes in their CS line, which is super great. It is like a little red one and then a little green one. The green one is the specific size plug for the HX Stomp, and the red one reverses the polarity or something like that. All right, so let's get this board wired up, and then I'll take you through how I build some amps and stuff like that in the HX Stomp.
1 hour later.
All right, guys, so I got the board all wired up, and I double checked everything, and we are getting guitar signal, so that's a good thing. Here we go. So there's that guitar signal. Let's just run it through real quick. So we got guitar, which is my Novo Ceres J. It's got 2 P90s in it. I will show you both pickup selections, see what that sounds like. Then we go to LAN devices, HP2, and then we go to Broken Arrow 1, then Broken Arrow 2 into the volume pedal. Out of the volume pedal, we go straight into the HX Stomp, and then the Empress Reverb is patched in via the effects loop. And then we have our Strobo Stomp tuner that is attached to our volume pedal. And that is about it. So that is a super simple, pretty neat board that we have come up with. I'll take you through some tones. Here is what I was talking about earlier, that adapter that you need for the HX Stomp, which I have hooked up. And then also we used our power cables, and then I used a combination of those hand-built cables and the EBS flat cables. So they are both on here. I trust them, and it's super good. So let's go through a couple tones. I have some amps, an amp sim dialed up, and we won't go through that tonight, but that will be a future video for sure. So let's turn this up. This is the neck pickup. So I have in the HX Stomp, I am running the Matchless H30 preset, and it's got just the tiniest, excuse me, bro, I live on a main road and people drive up here all the time. So apologies if you could hear that. Anyway, I run it's either the Matchless or the AC30 preset. Those are just my bread and butter and what works for me. So I'm running it just a little hot, just barely any hair on that. And then to be honest with you, I haven't really messed with the pedals. So I will do that real quick, just kind of random. Let's do something like this. Sorry, apologies for the hum. Okay, then we will do something like this. And then over here, we'll do something crazy. And then I already have that and that. Okay, so we have two delays running on the HX Stomp. So we have a tape delay, which sounds like this. That's what that sounds like. And then I have, for more ambient stuff, I have the analog with mod delay. And then that also kicks in a kind of like a cloud reverb or whatever on the HX Stomp. So that, sheesh, that's what that sounds like. I also have the Empress running. This is just a simple plate delay. This is off. On. So that is what that sounds like. I love the Empress delay, or I'm sorry, the Empress reverb. It sounds so good. And so I have that, and then I have a second plate, which is more like, so we have this. It's got more decay. Nice, so a little bit bigger. And then the third, which is about all I'll do, this is the ghost setting. So this is super cool setting. This is kind of what that sounds like. That can actually get pretty crazy, but I kind of have it dialed back a little bit. But my go-to, right, is that super small, just barely there plate. So that is what that sounds like. So let's get into these overdrives and this HP2. So this is based off the harmonic percolator, and it's kind of fuzzy. So let's see what we can get out of this. Oh, that right there. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Not gonna finish that lick, but that sounds good right there. I like that. So that might be good for lead lines or just like super heavy, whatever you're getting into. That's pretty neat. So I'm glad I put that on the board. If you have one of these and you also play bass, check this out on bass. It sounds super killer, but you didn't hear that here. Okay, next we got the Broken Arrow. So on this first one, we have the magenta drive set up. Oh, this is going to be loud. We have the magenta drive set up. And we have it at its lowest gain. So this is what this sounds like. So I'm going to put the bass back in a little bit, take some of the mids at 12 and then boost the treble. Man, that sounds good. Okay, so, and then we have the boost. So this can be run on its own or stacked together. So this is what that sounds like. Here's clean. So just a boost. I'm not going to run through all these drives in here today. That'll be a separate video on the Broken Arrow. But here's that stacked. And this is where you stack those and there's your lead lines. So there's that. Okay, so this second Broken Arrow, I have a different sound on here. I have the blue side and the green boost. But the cool thing is you can run these drives together and get some cool sounds. I don't have it set up this way right now, but here's double drives. Okay, so you can run those together separate. So I guess the benefit of having two of the same pedal is you can have presets, if you will. So you could have a different setting on this one than this one, or you could run them both together, or you could hit both the boosts together. Let's see what that sounds like if we hit both the boosts. So endless combinations of pure fun. I love overdrive. It's one of my favorite effects. So these two pack a serious punch. So if you have been on the fence about a Broken Arrow, pick one up and let me know what you think. And then, like I said, we have our reverb and then our just HX stomp. So I guess we can wrap this up. Like I said, if you guys have any questions or want to know more about pedal boards or love this video, get down in the comments and let me know if you want to see more videos like this. We also have more pedal demos coming and more local legend episodes coming. So we are super excited to be back at it. And I'm excited to be back and just making videos for you guys. Like I said, we have the Monday with Bray swag in the store right now. So if you want to pick up a sticker or a button, then go ahead and head over to the Instagram and shoot us a DM. We also want to announce a giveaway. So this is going to be the first giveaway on the channel. It is going to be a Monday with Bray swag pack. So it is a Monday with Bray sticker, a Monday with Bray button, and a Monday with Bray keychain. Those keychains go to local legends only. They are not available for purchasing. So this is the only time you will be able to get one unless you're a local legend. But the Monday with Bray keychain, sticker, and button. So we have a Monday with Bray swag pack that we are giving away in celebration of being back. So head over to the Instagram and do all the stuff over in that comment section that will have the rules in it. And then we will go ahead and wrap this up. So I have been Bray. This has been a pedal board. And this has been Monday with Bray. Peace out. All right, we're done.